Hey everybody, it's Lon Seibin on behalf of Kensington, and today we're taking a look at their SD4700P Universal Docking Station. And they call this thing universal not only because it works across multiple operating systems and brands of laptop, but also because it works with USB 3 or USB-C ports. And no matter what you plug into this thing, you'll get access to all of the ports on it. And this is ideal for maybe a shared workspace where you've got that traveling salesperson spot in your office where whoever's in the office that week just sits down and plugs in. Well, if they've got a new computer, they can use this dock. But if they have an old computer, they can also use this dock, which makes things a lot easier on the IT department, knowing that no matter what gets plugged in here, all the stuff at that desk is going to work. And I'm going to show you how it works in this video. Let's get into it. Now, inside the box, you're going to find the dock itself. You're also going to find a rather large power adapter with it, and the reason why it is so big is because if your laptop does support USB-C with power delivery, the dock can charge your laptop all through using just a single cable, which is this one right here. Now, the way this works is you plug in this end of the cable into this port here, right next to where the power goes in, and then depending on your laptop, you will use either this adapter here on the front of the cable or pull the adapter off. And to demonstrate which laptop goes with what, I've got two different laptops here. One is a newer Windows laptop that has a USB-C connector on board. The other one here is an older Mac laptop that has just the regular old USB connector on it. So what you'll want to do on an older Mac or Windows laptop that just has one of these traditional USB ports is to leave this adapter here on the end of the cable and plug it into that USB 3 port to get all of these other ports activated and available for your laptop to use. But you should be looking for a little SS next to the USB port on your laptop. Most Macs do not label them with that SS on there, so you'll need to check with Apple first to see if it is in fact a USB 3.0 port on your laptop. But many Windows laptops do, and many more Windows laptops also make the port blue in color. But to get the best performance out of the dock, it definitely should be connected to one of these USB 3 ports that is labeled with that SS. Another thing to note on older laptops is that they can't get power over this USB connection, so you will still need to plug the laptop into the wall in order to keep it running after the battery dies, so just bear that in mind. Now, if you have a newer laptop like this one here that has a newer USB-C or Thunderbolt connector, what you're going to do in this instance is take the adapter off of the front of the cable here and then just plug it into that port. And if the laptop supports power delivery, you'll be able to do all of the things that you can see here on the dock, along with getting power back to the laptop without having to have any additional cables. The dock will supply up to 60 watts of power, and you can check and see how much power your laptop requires by looking on the power adapter that it came with. If it needs more power than 60 watts, you'll probably still want to connect up your power adapter, but if it's 60 watts or less, you'll be in good shape. Another way to know if your laptop supports power delivery is to look for the little battery icon on your USB port, which will indicate that the laptop is able to take power from a USB Type-C device. But I do recommend Kensington's SD5200T Thunderbolt dock if you have a Thunderbolt 3 equipped laptop like the new MacBook Pro. So now that you know how to connect your computer to the dock, let's take a look and see what ports we get from it once connected. Now, of course, you're going to need to plug the included power supply into this power port right there. Your computer, as you saw a few minutes ago, plugs into this port here. You're going to get two display outputs on here. You'll be able to have two different displays running at a maximum of 2048 by 1152 each. This dock does not support 4K, so if you have a newer laptop with USB-C, the SD4600P or the 5200T Thunderbolt dock might be a better option for you. But to maintain universal compatibility, this dock is using DisplayLink technology, which is a software-based technology to allow older and newer laptops to both utilize these ports. And if your USB-C laptop doesn't support DisplayPort through its USB-C port, you'll still be able to output to external displays. Now, if you have Windows 10 running on your laptop with all of the recent updates on it, you don't need to do anything else beyond just plug your laptop into this. But if you have an older version of Windows or you have a Mac, you'll need to go to the Kensington website to download some drivers to activate these two display ports and get them running. You can connect an HDMI monitor as well as a DisplayPort monitor, and we'll be doing that in a few minutes when we get our computers hooked up here on the desk. You also can connect directly to a wired Ethernet network up to gigabit speed with the gigabit Ethernet connector here. You also get 4 USB 3.0 ports here, and you can plug in just about any USB device to these, so keyboards, mice, hard drives, that kind of thing. Once you make that single connection to your computer, all of this stuff becomes available to you. On the other side of the dock here, you've got your power indicator, a headphone microphone jack here, so you can get audio out of this. So you could plug in headphones or even just plug in some speakers if you want. You get another USB 3 connector, and you'll notice it has a little lightning bolt next to it because this will charge your phone or other devices even when there's no computer connected. So you can use this as a little charger. And you also get a USB-C connector here on the front. This is data only, and it will provide some power to, again, a phone or a tablet or something like that, but this front port will not charge your laptop. So you get, again, 2 more USB ports here on the front, plus the 4 on the back for a total of 6. And over here is a Kensington lock slot where you can attach an optional cable lock so that nobody walks off with your dock. Another option is that you can get an optional mounting bracket for this to attach it to the back of a monitor and put it out of sight. All right, so let's see how all of this comes together now. We've got our older Mac here that we're going to start with. I'm going to leave that USB adapter connected to the end of the connection cable, and we're going to plug this in. Now, connected to the dock are this mouse and this keyboard and these 2 monitors. Now, one of these monitors is an HDMI monitor, but I was able to get it to work with a DisplayPort to HDMI cable. Just make sure you get an adapter or adapter cable that is active versus passive in order for this to work. They're not hard to find, and if you only have HDMI monitors, you can use 2 HDMI monitors like I am doing right here. And you can see now, of course, that both displays are active. I'm able to move my windows back and forth between these different displays here. We've got a YouTube video playing, and I've basically got myself a nice little desktop set up here with an older computer thanks to the dock. But just note that because this is an older machine, I do have to connect up its power adapter here for it to get power. But otherwise, we've accomplished all of this stuff here with only 2 cables connected. Let's take a look now at that newer Windows laptop and see how it works with just a single cable. Okay, so now we've got the USB Type-C computer connected here with a single cable. We took off that adapter we had on the Mac, and this one is now getting charged through that single cable. The keyboard and mouse here that we connected to the USB ports on the dock are active, and I'm able to move my windows around here just like we did on the Mac, but again, we're working here with a single cable. You might see a message pop up like this one. This is a known quirk for laptops that support video over USB-C, and you can safely ignore this message. So that is the SD4700P in a nutshell. It's a very compatible dock that will work with just about any Windows or Mac computer, new or old. New computers get the benefit, of course, of the power delivery for charging through a single cable, but everybody who walks up to this dock should be able to use it. And don't forget, Kensington has you covered with a 3-year warranty and lifetime support. On behalf of Kensington, this is Lon Seidman, and thank you for watching.